Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charlie Veitch. I am the founder of The Love Police, and if this is your first time viewing any of my work, please type in "everything is okay" and then watch the numbered sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this might make a bit of sense. And thank you to David Goodfellow for that advice. Otherwise people will just click on a random video of The Love Police, see me ranting about something completely off topic and then just disappear. So please watch the "everything is okay" videos. Anyway, just want to go completely back to basics here with The Love Police and The Love Police Academy, whose original mission statement before I freaked out was to lower fear and raise love. And as many of you are probably aware, because I kind of put all my problems and all my issues on screen for everyone to see, I've kind of been going through some changes recently. I've kind of, with pain and with kind of thought and with smoking too much weed, I kind of hit rock bottom. And when I log on to my YouTube account and on my website, and there's this incredibly vocal minority who is, it's almost like a dictionary representation of paranoid schizophrenia and hatred and misery-loving company, I go, what the fuck am I making these films for if all these people do is hate? But then I kind of realize 90% of you actually understand what I'm trying to do here, or I don't know, even this might be art, it might be a spiritual journey, it might be the resistance, I don't know, but bear with me. Just a few announcements really. There's a few people on the internet who, not content with spreading the hate to me, which I've developed a thick layer of rhinoceros skin to deal with the levels of abuse I get, ranging from calling me the Antichrist, to calling me an MI5 officer, to making jokes about my genetic white patch in my hair by calling me bird shithead. These are great things. That's why I used to get bullied at school for having. So no, I can handle this. But certain key people have been writing to my sister and making pedophile jokes about my nephews and nieces. Now, these are the same people who are then writing on my channel, Charlie is MI5, Charlie's the son of a wealthy oil man, which in a way, look, the Evening Standard newspaper phoned me up and they said, did your dad used to work for Shell? Because I mentioned it in a video. I said yes, because he did. And next thing you know, it's in the newspaper, Charlie is the son of a wealthy oil baron. Look, I shouldn't have to be justifying myself, because even if I were the son of a wealthy oil baron, how does that make my morality any different? Look, my dad was a harbor pilot. He worked for companies such as Saudi Aramco, Conoco, and Shell. What a harbor pilot does, he is the blue-collar guy who parks the ships. Think of it as glorified valet parking for ships, for oil tankers. Look, I disagree with the oil industry. I've had big arguments with my dad. But you know, what am I going to do? The notion that what my dad does in any way bears any relevance to what I do now is kind of sad. So, oh, the trolls and haters, you know, I get bored. But anyway, I've spent enough time on this. Let's go back to the basics of the Love Police. I've even put on the sunglasses, these little cheap ones. These are actually official British issue army ones from Afghanistan, which must make me an undercover army agent or something. But I just wanted to come outside and speak to you guys and kind of get a little bit real. Because, yeah, recently I think I have been smoking a little bit too much weed. And it was a reaction to being in pain all day. And as we are all very aware, being stoned and taking in tetrahydrocannabinol does ease pain. But the incredible irony is that I stopped smoking and the pain in my back goes away, the depression clears up. I don't wish to upset anyone with imaginary beings to counter other imaginary beings. I mean, you all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the concept of Lucifer or God or the goddess, which I use as artistic expressions of a higher power or a rebellious nature or Mother Nature. So when I do a video which is related to the Damien Rockefeller videos, I mean, there's probably people out there who think I'm Damien Rockefeller and my cover is Charlie Veitch. And it's just insane. But I have to admit, it's all such good fun, but we shouldn't lose sight of what the main point is, and that is to lower fear and raise love. And as I keep repeating in my films, the one way we can actually save the world, and I know it's very ambitious, and maybe that is driven by my ridiculously expanded ego from all the love I get from you guys, but if we, or I, or you, or us, are trying to save the world, the one way we can do this and actually have lasting effect is to wake up everyone, philosophically, politically, spiritually, but also emotionally. And there are artistic expressions out there which I believe are worth so much more than preaching or so much more than fighting. I speak of films, for example, like The Lives of Others, a German film called Das Leben der Anderen. I don't speak German, apologies for the accent. But in this film, a German Stasi captain who does surveillance on some activists and theater directors who are trying to, get information out to West Germany. He is changed inside by the lives, by these real and raw and visceral struggled lives of these artists trying to be free in an oppressive state. And in the beauty of their living free and having their problems, and there's a particular passage of there's a sonata on the piano that the main guy plays, and he says, no one can listen to this track and still remain a bad person. And sometimes I hope that people who watch a few of my less crazy films can't watch the hugging of the police, can't watch the desire for harmony without, the kind of shackles of their rage kind of lowering and their love rising. And I guess I need to thank the police in a way for, not being as repressive as they could have been in, say, Iran or China or North Korea or Russia, for example. Someone like me, making these films in a country like Russia, I would be disappeared straight away. And this is one of the great ironies of what we do. We get so much incredible information from outlets such as Russia Today or Press TV in Iran, which expose the terrible crimes that the Western mafia, the Western globalists, and their governments commit around the world. Yet these very channels which tell us the truth about ourselves are not going to tell us the truth about the repression and totalitarianism in Iran or Russia. So there is a saying that says, my enemy's enemy is my friend. But I don't want to talk about enemies. I don't want to talk about separation anymore. I want to talk about unity and what we can do to actually come together. This all started for me on May the 1st, 2009, maybe a little bit before, because it all kind of started cycling up to the day I met Danny Shine, my favorite Jew, who despite his lack of foreskin, is one of the most wonderful, spiritual, gentle, loving men. He never loved me in a special way, but the greatest act of love that Danny did for me was refusing to work with me anymore when my work lost direction and when it became a lot about rage and hate rather than love. And a lot of you have commented on how the love police seems a bit more like the hate police, and for that I apologize. I truly, humbly apologize. And if I can have any evidence in my defense as mitigating circumstances, I was deeply hurt by the actions of the police on many occasions in Canada, in Toronto, being in solitary confinement for 2 days, having my cage rattled by people, and it just really affected me. And seeing the dystopian vision of the future which the Canadian state turned Toronto into with 10,000 stormtroopers, it scared the shit out of me. And being arrested at the airport and handcuffed behind my back and paraded through the airport when I was 2 minutes away from boarding that flight back to London to safety, it put fear in me. It put a lot of fear and hate, and I'm trying to work it through. But I don't know, I still see instances of when the original message isn't lost. And forgive me for rambling on about myself. This isn't an ego thing here, but in the 26th of March insurrection, the very same policeman who wrestled me to the ground and ripped my balaclava off and searched my bag, we were looking at each other, and there was this weird human connection. And I don't know, I felt nothing but love for him, nothing but love, because I could see underneath that uniform there was still a human being there. And I asked him, I said, can I give you a hug? And he said yes, and we hugged, and a moment earlier he was detaining me under Section 60 of the Public Order Act and searching me for weapons. It just goes to show things can change from one moment to the next. And I am such an optimist, and part of my ability to be so out there and crazy and explore concepts such as goddess or Lucifer or immortality is because I do believe in immortality. It's not so much a belief, but a knowing. It's a knowing that this isn't it. And as I mentioned, it's not my phrase, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are so different to every other animal on this planet, yet the same. Chimpanzees, orangutans, gorillas, they share the same DNA as us by 98%, but it's not about the maths, it's about the consciousness. And truly, we are all one. So, someone sent me a video recently that I did back in 2009, I think, called Another Person's Eyes, when I talked about expanding our view of each other from just a small nuclear family to everyone being the same family. And it got me thinking. I mean, that's what the Love Police is about. It's about the love, it's about the connection, it's about the forgiveness. And if my future son, and I've decided his name will be Leonidas in honor of the Greek king, the Spartan king, who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Not from the film 300. I've read the literature about Thermopylae, about Leonidas, about the Spartans. So anyway, if my future son does something really terrible, I will not kill him, I will not punish him, I will not throw him in jail, I will try and understand him and help him see. So for everyone watching, for all the ladies and gentlemen and children and Palladians and reptilians and New World Order agents and Zionists and lovers and haters, remember, it is about the love, it's about the forgiveness, it's about the understanding between us. And I'm actually getting shivers down my spine talking about these things because I've long forgotten this. It's been 6 months now where I've been full of rage and it's difficult. But together, we can save the planet. We can wake people up, and it doesn't involve violence. This is not a last stand situation where we need to fight. We need to educate and liberate, and also fornicate. So make love, not war. Forgive each other. Forgive yourself, as I'm trying to forgive myself for the stupidity and arrogance and ego that I suffer from. And on a final note, so many people write to me on a daily basis, and I read every single one. And I've been moved almost to tears by the levels of support and kindness and love from all of you. I haven't had a single private message of hate. All the hate seems to be people who want to comment publicly. So for all the lovers out there, for everyone who bared with me during the hard times, I want to thank you. And you are my brothers, you are my sisters, and together we'll get through this, whatever this is. But just remember, you'll live forever. This is but a dream. It's a very real dream. It's a beautiful planet. The animal kingdom, each other, our souls is something worth protecting. But thank you everyone for the donations, for the messages of support, for the videos, for the hugs, and to the police as well, because hugging a policeman is worth hugging 100 civilians, because they need it most. And as I say, an anagram of the Love Police is love the police. And I promise you, once you hug a policeman at a protest, he's not going to arrest you. You don't arrest people who you've held to your heart as an equal. So before I ramble on, and before I use up more of the 15-minute time limit, I love you all, even the haters, and keep it coming. And we'll do this. The Love Police headquarters is on the way.